Welcome back to Chamber Chat. Our next segment focuses on the SPLOST renewal that will be on your ballot at the November 3rd election. But what exactly is SPLOST? SPLOST, the Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, is an optional 1% county sales tax used to fund capital outlay projects proposed by Habersham County and its 7 municipalities. The 2021 SPLOST is a continuation of community funding, and many projects have been identified, including replacement of public safety equipment and improving public safety communications, maintenance of roads and bridges, improvements to city parks, recreation sites, public utilities, among several other projects. A complete list of projects can be found by visiting habershamga.com. But today we're on the road to get information from a few of our community leaders on how this SPLOST renewal plays a role in their specific departments. Okay, we're here in the Sheriff's Department, and I'm joined with Sheriff Joey Terrell. Thank you for being part of this and for talking with us today.
Absolutely.
We have an important day coming up. November 3rd is the big vote, and so we know that on the ballot in Habersham County is the SPLOST 2021, in which 53% of funds go toward public safety. So can you talk a little bit about how that affects your department?
Absolutely. You know, one of the big things we get off of it is vehicles. And, you know, when you look at a patrol car for law enforcement, you have to think it's not like a civilian having a car. You know, I have a personal vehicle and it has well over 200,000 miles on it. When you have a patrol car that's nearing 200,000 miles, that mileage is really double to what it would be on a regular car. So that you're looking at nearly 400,000 miles because of the wear and tear, running them hard, running them, you know, if you get in chases and you're running code different places and they get in wrecks and stuff. So there's a lot of high liability involved in the patrol cars, and our insurance company doesn't like it when they get up above 150,000 miles. They deem them as a high liability vehicle. So the most dangerous thing that we do every day is get in our car and drive. So we like to keep our patrolmen in lower mile vehicles so it's safer for them and safer for the public. Because that's the biggest thing. And we spend, you know, nearly $200,000 a year just in maintaining our vehicles. Wow. So that's just in maintenance on them.
So vehicles, and then and there's radio upgrades. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're in desperate need of a new radio system. Our radio system has reached end of life, which means we're not going to be able to buy components anymore. We're not going to be able to buy portables anymore. And, you know, communication is key. And, you know, if you get an officer who's out on a traffic stop and they're asking for backup, or if you have a med unit, and now we're starting to see more and more people where they're becoming violent with our med units and stuff and our firefighters. So, you know, they call for help and law enforcement doesn't hear them, dispatch doesn't hear them, so they're kind of fending for themselves. So our radio communications are vitally important. And, you know, back when we built our radio system years ago, we were kind of in the downturn of the economy and there wasn't a lot of money to put into it. So we got what we got, and, you know, it wasn't a public safety grade radio. It was a commercial grade radio that a company would use. And it has served its purpose and it's got us through. You know, it goes down there's not a week goes by that the radio system doesn't go down because of one issue or another. So we're looking at a public safety grade radio system with redundancy in it that will last us from here on out, that is easily upgradable, where in 10 years or 5 years or 10 years, we're not jacking up the old system and driving a new one under it. We continue on. So that's where we need to be. With that comes a cost. Right. You know, it's not cheap. You know, there's spectrum that's set aside just for public safety that was set aside back after 9/11. So here we are 19 years later, still trying to get communications and the key word interoperability with surrounding agencies and stuff. So we're still struggling with that here in, you know, in 2020, you know, fixing to be 2021.
Yeah. So vehicle upgrades and replacements and the operability of the radio systems are two of the biggest projects that fall underneath your department. And of course, you can find a complete list of SPLOST projects at habershamga.com. Remember to get out and vote on November the 3rd. And we appreciate you being part of the show, and Absolutely. We'll be right back.